Hello guys, this is your boy Lee Solanki and today we'll be talking about the new Windows 11 OS that is going to be available for all Windows 10 users for free by the end of this year. So the question is, what are the new features in Windows 11 and should you consider switching over to it? Well, your operating system should always be chosen based on your use case. So don't go behind the hype because every OS is different and built with a specific goal in mind. So watch this video till the end because I'll be suggesting the OS based on your use case at the end of this video. So let's first talk about the new features that Windows 11 has come out with. Windows has gotten a new design altogether. Everything is centered in it. This kind of gives me a vibe of Mac OS wherein we already have been familiar with seeing our app icons bottom centered on the screen. And by the way, on Windows 11 you can always switch back to the old look and feel of having your start icon on the bottom left part of the screen. But whatever it is, I like this move. And to be honest, by making this small move, Microsoft is trying to aim at something big altogether. It is actually trying to create its own ecosystem in the likes of Google and Apple. We all are familiar with how good of an ecosystem Apple has created for its users. You have the iPhone, which seamlessly integrates with your MacBook. All the softwares run pretty smoothly, and even the hardware is now being made by Apple itself, like the M1 chip. So to compete with such a good ecosystem, Microsoft has taken the first step and launched Windows 11 and marketed it as the center of their ecosystem. Another reason why I think they are creating their own ecosystem is because of the default video calling application that will be available on Windows 11. And that is, as you might have guessed, Microsoft Teams. I think almost all of us use Teams only for professional users. So I think to break out of that barrier and to become our default video calling app would take some time. Next up in the design, we can see that they have changed everything to a more transparent glass look. The last time I saw this on a Windows OS was on Windows Vista and it didn't turn out to be any good. So I'm not sure if they will be able to pull it off this time. They've also introduced rounded corners, which I was actually waiting to see on Windows for a very long time. By the way, if you don't know about this, just look at this cycle. Windows XP was quite good, Windows Vista kind of messed it up. Then came Windows 7, which again shot up in popularity, then Windows 8, again a disaster. Then they announced quite a good OS, to be honest, and that was their last one, which was Windows 10. Wait, did I just say last one? Scratch that, because now they seem to ignore that altogether and have come up with Windows 11. Maybe it's a good move, maybe it's bad, but only time will tell. By the way, the biggest news is that Android apps will now be able to run on your Windows 11 OS. But there's a catch. You would first search them up on your normal Microsoft Marketplace, and then while downloading, you'll be prompted to download it through Amazon App Store. Basically, Windows is partnering up with Amazon to provide these Android apps. So you're essentially only downloading apps which are available on the Amazon App Store and not on the Google Play Store, which is actually the marketplace from where almost all the Android apps are downloaded from. Plus, we all know how these Android apps will work anyway. It'll be full of glitches, the touches won't work and they won't be recognized and so on. Also, the performance won't be up to the mark either because these apps will be running on bridges. They won't be natively available. Other than that, Windows 11 is going to focus on having users to be as productive as possible. A major issue that I used to face and still face today is while organizing my working tabs. It gets quite annoying to switch from one app to another while working on them, and Windows 11 has actually solved that problem. So we gotta give credit where it's due, and Windows 11 hopefully has done a good job in solving this problem. But the main downside to it might be the system requirements for getting Windows 11 in the first place. So if you want to check if your device is compatible with Windows 11 or not, just open the link that I've added in the description of this video and it will show you if your device can run it or not. Now let's talk about gaming. Of course, Windows has no competitors when it comes to selecting an OS for gaming purposes. With the release of Windows 11 and various integrations that they've included in it, specifically keeping gamers in mind, I think without a doubt it would be the best OS for gaming. But of course, time will tell if it holds on or not. Next up in the announcements, we could see that Microsoft has unveiled widgets in Windows 11. Now, when I first saw this, I was reminded of the sliding panel on macOS, and it actually looks quite similar too. But I think in Windows 11, we will also have the option to add a lot more widgets and make it more user friendly as well. Plus, it looks kind of good too. Now, as I said, as far as the cost for Windows 11 goes, it would be available for free for the current users of Windows 10, and it should be released by November of this year. So finally, who should consider taking up Windows 11? Developers should probably stick to Ubuntu or macOS for now, but if you're a gamer and heavily rely on graphics, then Windows is a clear winner for you. So that's it for this video, and if you're still watching this video, then do press the like button, do subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon for more such content.